if you are considering either buying a new house or renting an apartment, for God's sake, please make sure that that thing is way older than 5 years old. I'll tell you why. Because all new construction has things that they call VOCs, or volatile organic compounds, that are released by most of the materials in the actual house or apartment itself. The wood, the plywood, the stuff around it, the sealants, all that shit, okay? They release volatile organic compounds. That stuff's really toxic, and it's especially toxic to little ones, you know? So make sure, be like, hey, man, how old is this building? Oh, it's 2 or 3 years old. Can I get something like the 6 to 7 year range, man? It's the VOCs. And tell them.
Yeah,
tell them exactly. I don't want VOCs. I don't want volatile organic compounds.
If you have young kids,
out in the air.
I mean, people, they don't tell you this stuff when you think, oh, I bought a new house, I have a new baby, I should have a new house.
Oh, look how they give me a new coat of paint. You know why that new coat of paint's there? So you smell the paint, not the crap. Like,
yeah,
it smells like benzene.
It's bad for young children especially.
You know?
You really shouldn't have a young child in a new house.
But another thing about hempcrete is you don't get that.
No, of course not.
Those things that are in the earth shift are non-toxic. They're completely biodegradable and friendly. So,
yeah. That's what I'm saying. We have so much technology that's even open. And to be honest, if you've ever read Hillary's email, she talks about them covering up free energy all the time in those things, okay?
Oh, thank you, guys. I appreciate that. It's so sweet of you.
That's nice. That's nice. Yeah, I mean, it's like, I'm sure there is free energy, but, like, we don't even need it because we have wind power, we have solar power.
But merging? Okay.
You know? About merging. Oh, merging. Okay, merging timelines or about merging with consciousness and shit. Yeah, we should get on to something else. But that's my dream is, like, we could totally be happy and take care of ourselves and think of how spiritual we could get. Just a small community of people you could actually trust, you know?
Yeah.
You know? To have your back because you've got their back. If you keep communities small, people do much better.
Thank you. Hey, David, good to see you.
Hey, David. Oh, it's so nice to see you. Yay.
I'm dream you had. Okay.
Oh, yeah. But, like, yeah, I mean, listen, if you can hold light, this is what I was shown years ago, and if you could hold light, you would be, not only are you safe, but your ancestors, all the spirits that are connected to you will be, whatever's dark in them will be transformed into light too. That you're actually helping a lot of people by just helping yourself to be a better person. You know,
realize
it's really important.
You're a tuning fork, okay? And they want to ping you to that one nasty sound, that vibration, that unpleasant tone, that kind of grady nails on a chalkboard. No, you can resonate to your own frequency. And once you do, okay, not only do you counteract all their crap and move it away, but your frequency inspires a similar resonant frequency. You know what I mean? It's you. You whack a tuning fork, you get it going, you hold another one near it, it vibrates that same pitch. So never forget that just by being who you are, just by loving the way you do, existing the way you do, vibrating the way you do, that you extend it out to every human being within your periphery.
Yeah, we
That's
are.
a beautiful thing. Yeah, you are, Dave.
David says we're getting, we are, yeah. Listen, I'm working on myself.
Hey, as soon as this is over, man, we would love to be able to hang out with you guys. We're so sorry never got to.
Oh, yeah, no, we really want to get up there. I think we just, we're trying to provide more light, and, like, there's forces that would like to keep us darker.
The land itself is very beautiful here, and there's quite a few nice people, but a lot of people that live up here moved up here just to take advantage of the economic thing. There was a fairly cheap house. Not too far away.
Yeah.
And, a lot of them just really are like, man, I don't dig the desert. I don't like it.
Yeah, a lot of people don't like people who live here don't like it here, but then people from L.A., they're like, oh, I went up there to make a music video. I love the land. Oh, But people who live here hate it. They hate it here,
Yeah. People are all very grumpy and cranky. But that's okay, man. You're hot and you're sweaty, and this ain't your forte. I get it. You'd rather be down there, where you're from.
They don't get the Joshua trees. They're beautiful. They're just these incredibly beautiful trees. But it's hot. It is. It's hot and dry up here. And
it's very, spread out. If you're used to a place like L.A. where you can literally, my old apartment when she first met me, I literally had a 7-Eleven and a Encino. You know what I mean?
Like
right
luxury
there. It was half a block. You know what I mean? Everything was like a half a block away. Walk here, walk there, walk here, walk there.
The best description of Palmdale is the song by Afro Man. Palmdale, talking about Palmdale. I love that song though. Actually, Palmdale gives a lot of people a second chance. Yeah. And it's not very racist, honestly, on the surface.
Hold on, our cat's going nuts. Give me a second.
Even most people genuinely aren't that racist around here. But in L.A., people are really, really racist. Like, all races are racist. That sucks. But up here, it's actually blissfully not really like that, so I'm very grateful.
Does anyone else's cat scratch frenetically at the door?
Yeah. Yeah.
Come here, you little furball. Come on, Shadow Bear. Come on.
He's a cutie pie. He's a
Come on, buddy.
But listen, we're all going to be, if you can hold light, you're going to be okay. They're doing some, part of what they're doing is positive for us.
Yogo Bear.
The elites aren't doing shit that's positive. They're trying to do stuff for them, but some of what they're doing benefits us long term. And I know for a fact they're going to be taken out, okay? Because listen, first of all, our planet is super valuable, okay? Apparently, from remote viewers and other people that I've seen, what they say is that, both Mars and Venus used to be habitable at some point. There used to be another planet in the asteroid belt. This planet's valuable because it's the only 3D planet that can hold life anymore, okay? Because they're talking, if those beings talk to you, they'll be like, oh, most planets are on a higher dimensional plane. They are because they all died. That's why. That's my theory anyway, because I'm like, yeah, you are, I guess, But they are. They're very powerful, and they can actually manifest. And honestly, there might be a time loop thing, so I can't say they're dead for sure, They are on another plane, though, and they can cross over and talk to us.
Clearly, a lot of people or alien call throughout the time have kind of goofed up.
Yeah.
We can see this in the evidence of, the nuclear glass. This is what fascinated me. After they did the first experiment at Los Alamos, they found, glass because the radiation fried the sand in the glass.
Yeah.
Which wasn't all that unusual. Okay, it's an atomic blast. It's going to do unusual things. Fine. But then they started comparing that glass they had found previously in areas like near Egypt and India that were literally tens of thousands of years old, and it was identical. And the only conclusion was, no, this glass and this sand had to have been produced by something equivalent. You know what I mean? And technically, you can say, okay, meteor strike or this or that, but if that's true, you're going to see a crater. There's no crater. There's just glass. Miles of it. Point where you'll be driving in your Jeep and it's crunch, crunch, crunch. What the hell? There's glass under the sand.
They found byproducts from nuclear reactions in caves in the earth, that stuff that can't be created without actual nuclear knowledge.
Right. When you use nuclear fuel, you have certain up to cesium and whatnot, and they found this. And they found that about and again, a half-life basically means that a radioactive material takes that long to half dissolve, right?
Yeah.
It's got a half-life of 50,000. Now, it will be half reactive as it is 50,000.
It's okay.
50,000, and so on and so on, right? So basically, they can eat. That's the thing, unlike carbon, radioactive shit is like point on. You can date that crap to the second. Because it's radioactive. How much is decayed? And they said this has been radioactive for a goodly 30,000 years, at least.
Yeah. There's stuff they found that's the remnants of stuff from 1 million years ago, and weird stuff that doesn't seem possible.
Yeah, who had a nuclear reactor in a cave 30,000 years ago? I don't know. I'd like to find out.
Yeah, I mean, it's they found uranium deep in the earth that they know was used because it's not the same as it was, stuff like that. And it's what's interesting is, this is something I think is interesting. If you look at the Vedic scriptures, which, I've studied a lot. I've studied the Sumerian. I've studied, Akkadian, Syrian, which is basically Canaanite, Egyptian, Mayan, Celtic. I've studied all these different things. And what's interesting about they all match to some degree, by the way.
Yeah.
But
that's one thing. And you go to the post office and people telling the stories. How come all these stories from all these cultures across these incredibly disparate and separate timelines and cultures align so perfectly?
The Mayan is really...
When normal stories get convoluted. You know what I mean? Remember that game with post office, you tell someone something as a kid, it goes around 6 people and they... What?
Yeah. It's interesting. These are very identical. And what's interesting about the pyramids in Egypt, not in Egypt, the pyramids in Mexico, that's what's very interesting about them, is they have elephants carved on them. And, there aren't any elephants here. Why are there elephants carved on it? Actually, there's a lot of interesting stuff, And, but they match quite a bit. And some of the stories are fascinating. But what's interesting about the Vedic ones is they say that people have actually devolved into monkeys and then kind of evolved again. That's their thing, is that there are these long cycles and then with smaller cycles within them. A lot of people know about the Great Year, which is 26,000 years, and it consists of the Golden Age and the Silver Age and the Bronze Age and the Iron Age. And the Iron Age is the Kali Yuga. We're at the end of that, okay? So, but there is a larger cycle.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We're almost to Disneyland, so to speak.
We're almost there.
We got to take one more pit stop and squeeze at that nasty road stop, you know, where the soap don't work and there's no paper towels. But,
yeah.
Oh.
And like, but here's the thing. But there are even bigger scales, apparently, what they say. And people have found like ancient footprints that are like, not only are they footprints, but they're wearing shoes, and the shoes are a better quality than we can make now for some reason. That's what they said. Like, the stitching was impossible even for our machinery, apparently. And I was like, but they're like, it's so old, it has to be like a time traveler or something, because it's like, one of these things is like 1 billion years old, and there was nothing here but except microbes, you know? So it's like, there's a lot of weird stuff like that out there if you look for it. It's almost like we evolve, we devolve, we re-evolve, and all we have the knowledge of, really. But as far as ancient aliens people, maybe you could stretch that to a couple 100,000. But that might not be anything comparatively. What's weird is whenever we use Blog Talk, lately it's been talking to us. Well, like the computer will start talking to us. It's weird. I don't know. Maybe the spirits are trying to use it to talk to us. I don't know.
They're trying to let us know something positive, or at least good.
Yeah. I mean, there's a lot. I mean, I honestly think there's so much about our world that we don't, like, we're kept in the dark to such a degree. And, like, the moon, to me, is the greatest thing, like, the greatest proof that something's not right. Because nobody has a moon like us. Nobody's got a moon the size of us. And it perfectly matches the sun.
And it never moves. Like, it's always in the exact same spots, no matter how we rotate and how it rotates. We're always seeing the same side.
It's hollow. Because, like, there it goes again. It's when they...
You got hacker mice.
Yeah, they hit it with the space module, and it was rang like a bell.
Well, no, they actually detonated a bomb.
Oh, they did, yeah.
They detonated a nuclear bomb on the moon.
Yeah.
See what happened.
And it rang like a bell.
Yeah, it just went home and it went bang, 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 bang. Yeah. This is that. If you guys want NASA research, you can actually go to the NASA website, see it. Thing rang like a bell.
I try to stick to mainstream stuff as much as I can. For a couple hours, anyway.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah, it's crazy. So I'm like, I mean, you know.
Is it Iapetus? I think there's a moon near Saturn called Iapetus.
And it's got a seam around it, you know? Which
that thing be Mighty Death Star. Look, that's all I can say. I don't know if George got inspiration.
Oh, that's even better.
Or if,
do you remember those remote viewers I was looking into?
Oh yes, the young ladies.
Yes, they're fantastic remote viewers. They're verified. They are amazing. They said that there was a resort on Iapetus at some point. You know, like some sort of alien resort. And I was like, so Doctor Who. You know, I actually think it's true though. I'm like, Doctor Who's telling you. He's telling you everything.
You're right, Matt. It works less than it should. It's too perfect.
Yeah, it is. It's too perfect. That's all I'm saying.
It's so perfectly aligned to us, what it does for us, what it doesn't do for us. You know what I mean? Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it is. It looks like the Death Star. Exactly. Not like close to it.
Yeah. It's like we don't know we're channeling. Like, all the creative people, they'll tell you that when they do their best work, it's almost like it's coming through them, because it is. Right? It's your memory. It's your ancient memory. It's like other beings that we're connected to mentally. It's all this stuff that's coming through just because you're a creative person and you're drawing it, you know, through yourself, you know, and you don't know. Everybody thinks it's fiction, but, like, I think this was a Stephen King story. If not, it was a Kuntz, where a guy found a book that was his life. It was like identical to his life, right? And that was the horror that it kept happening to him. That happens. That happens to people in real life. That's actually real to some people. There are people who are like, how is that, you know? And it's like, how can you tell somebody, oh, this is, I mean, most people are going to see it and think, wow, it's a coincidence, you know? Okay, so we're almost 5 minutes to go.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let me do a couple more. Let me do another reading for you guys. Let's see how it's going to be.
That's the only problem. We love you guys so much. You're so engaging. We kind of just blather in the house. We're trying to do maybe an hour and a half.
It's true.
So a little longer next time. Hopefully keep you entertained and not too bored.
I think possibly we could do up to 90 minutes on the system we have. Okay, here we go. And we could do this more just on Facebook. Okay, here we go. All right. How's it going to be in 6 months?